We're gonna give you an overview of what what are networks in Bitfari and how they work. Bitfari is a modular ad advertising projection system, advertising network, and it's composed of multiple sections, which are essentially distribution lists for the distribution of an ad. These distribution lists they encompass a number of screens that could be real screens on digital devices or virtual screens, right? Websites, AR screens, etc. Each network has a list of screens, and each network has a set of rules. Having multiple networks means that Bitfari is easier to use. It also means that people can have private networks on Bitfari, a set of screens that are not connected to the public screens. It means that Bitfari is hot swappable. We can turn off one network, upgrade it, then add more networks, or even add more screens on the fly. The number of networks has no limit. We are going to start with about 30 networks, but this is something that will just keep going, right? In all honesty, I think that maybe in 5 years we'll have between 500 to 1,000 networks. Networks made Bitfari unhackable in the sense that the money that is in the vault can only go out to a network, and network addresses are whitelisted accounts. So the vault only sends money to the networks. In turn, the network only sends money to whitelisted addresses. So the money kind of only flows like one way, and everything is like pre-approved. Users that get paid that get compensated for their attention are paid based on time and network interaction. So it will be, the surface of attack for any hacker, it's really small. So that means it's a highly resilient system. It's very well designed, etc. Networks might behave differently depending on the area, depending on the country, just for some legal compliance issue, and for some technical issues. For example, in Europe, there are some different modalities of projection, and different like units of measurement than in America. All right, so we have two main types of networks: projection networks and apps. Apps execute programs. For example, Reverse takes the fees, reverses them, splits them, sends half of them as a bounty, as a block bounty, and the other half is going to reverse them and send the most money to the people that minted the list, and the least money to people that minted the less, so that people that come from disadvantaged communities can get more money for minting, and in doing so we stabilize or regulate the Gini coefficient. We sort of give people an opportunity to like move ahead and mint more in the system. And to the left, some projection networks tweet to BTC, that one displays ads on Twitter, newspaper, displays ads on digital newspapers, and nearby displays ads on your Visionary. Let me just show you quickly the network docs, because we have some web pages here. So we have a network list. I'm gonna link to that page. We have network incentives, so I'm gonna link for that page as well. This explains how payments is done in networks. We have a page of supported screens. We have a page on ad types and sizes for each network. We have a page on Project Iceberg, which is the apps, right? And then we have a page for community and agency ads. You can say here community and agency networks as well. Community networks are public networks, and agency networks are private networks. Okay, so we have about 6 pages that document networks, and I'm gonna link all of those pages below. Networks are essentially principals, stacks addresses that hold contracts. We have registered all of these addresses. They are part of the Bitfari domain portfolio, one of the strongest on stacks. We have a lot of .btc domains, by the way. Some of them are applications, some of them are just for projection. Let me just show some networks, like in real life. This is wallscapes.btc. This is an ad that you can see if you're wearing smart glasses in a building. So in order to see an ad in a building, you have to place the ad on wallscapes.btc. You just have to choose that network. Choosing a network is really easy. Let me give you that demo quickly. You go to Bitfari, you go to book ads, you click book an ad, you write the details of the ad, and you choose the distribution network, right? So let's say you want to put it on a screen, you choose screens, or you want to do a panorama, you click panorama BTC, right? And then you just write the copy of the network, or if it's like an image, you just link to the image here. You choose a country here, put some keywords if the ad has keywords, and then you put time here, and you add it, and it's done, right? There's another page for payment, but essentially it's this. You just create an ad by using this form, and you use the same form for all the networks, right? We're gonna put a tooltip here and maybe a link down below that takes you to the network list and to this presentation, so that people can understand what networks are, right? But essentially it's a very simple thing. It's just a place for you to place ads. This is the Signash network, so anything that you place here will be a logo of a business. The way this works, we take the maximum height of a structure, or we take an average height of a structure, and then we just put the ad, some 5 feet above the maximum height of the building. An auditor will see the ad. If the ad is sort of colliding with the structure, they will move it up, right, or just center it or whatever, and then they click save, and the ad gets distributed. So pretty simple, pretty standard stuff. This is the osm.btc, so here you can place ads anywhere as long as you give us an OSM ID and type. This is the panorama network. It's an AR network. You can see it with smartphones, with computers, and with smart glasses, and it goes in a panorama. So the ad, it could be an image, a translucent or transparent image, or it can be text that you put in the panorama, and then it just, an auditor would just sort of move it and put it in a panorama. It usually is placed in a relation, right? So this is like a big ad that you want it to be big, and you want people to just see it, and it's the biggest ad out there. It's an ad that could span a mountain. So it's the biggest billboard ever created. It's an augmented reality billboard, and it's only placeable using the panorama.btc network. Now what happens is that since you are choosing the network, and you're choosing the distribution screens automatically, you're choosing positioning automatically, you're putting all of the information with a single form, it's really easy for you to place multiple types of ads, using the same form, just by changing the network. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 types of ads, and in this case they are all augmented reality, they are all digital ad, but you can just do 4 different types of ads just by changing the network. We have a lot of networks. These are some virtual networks. Tweet2BTC in particular is one network that sends ads as tweets to Twitter. Geofence is for ads that you see as notifications on your phone. This one works with the Bitfari wallet. clicks is for websites. It pays you when you click on an ad. Cover page is an ad that gets displayed on the first page of Bitfari, and so on, right? Real networks, so we can show ads on real billboards. We can show them programmatically. We can show ads on storefronts, on malls, stadiums, on gymnasium, and these ads have some dual broadcasting on cell phones and AR screens. However, users, advertisers could choose not to display ads on AR screens, only like display ads on real screens, but they have the capability of doing dual display. Now this as I was saying, they can do real and virtual screens, and these two can also do real and virtual screens. These are for gyms, stadiums, malls, digital land ads. You can also show them on real screens, but you need to configure the screen to connect to that address, right? Okay, so applications are basically smart contracts. They are networks, private networks. They are separate, and these applications will also come to Bitfari pretty soon. One of them is a search engine. It pays you to search, it pays you to click on results. Another one is a social network that connects you to people in the vicinity. Reverse.btc is up. That's the one that reverses the pool incentives or the fees. Obviously, you have executed contracts from the Bitfari.btc account. Fireplace.btc is a facility for burning tokens. We have another network that is a Bitcoin bridge. This one is the vault for nominal tokens, for nominal valuation of the tokens. This is the vault for auditing. This is the Telfari contract, and these two are for agencies. So a lot of networks. You could think of a network as well as an application for Bitfari. And this is how we simplify the system. You break it up in pieces, you attack each piece, and then you chip every piece, and that increases the security, the modularity, the hop swappability, and it also increases the ease of use. That's it for today. Thanks for your attention, and remember to always bring life to your location. Bye-bye.